Let's get some actual work done, shall we? I'm trying to get guess I'm gonna update my Next.js, because apparently my Next.js is not up to date. I have everything else up to date, so the least I could do is I don't want anything getting out of date. I just, no. It's just not okay. Okay, wait a minute. What's happening? Oh, we're still doing this? Whatever. Dash legacy. Peer depths. I don't know what I'm using. I'm using some version of React or NPM or something that's like super new, and apparently everything's not caught up to it. So I have to use legacy peer depths just to give all the whatever I'm installing backward compatibility, or give NPM backward compatibility to whatever these things are. Even though I'm installing like the latest of everything, apparently one of them was too far latest, ultra far latest. So I got my, I went and did my doctor's appointment, and then I went and, oops. Oh, that's weird. So that's weird. My stream on my phone is saying it's 5 hours long. I don't even think I've done 5 hours of streaming today. What? Have I left it running all day? No, I didn't leave it running all day. That's crazy talk. I think just my screen is nonsense. But anyway, so I had my doctor's appointment, and then I went, and then my Taco Bell alarm went off, and it said, "Hey, Tuesday drop is out." So I checked it out. It's Crunchwrap. Went on there, claimed, picked up my Crunchwrap on my way home. Not much of a story, but it was actually quite tasty. It was a tasty. I don't know that I've ever had a Crunchwrap, but that was pretty good. I upgraded it for, you turn a $7 thing, which I don't think it's worth $7. Maybe 4, 5, maybe, but 7, no. But $1, definitely. So my Tuesday drop was $1, and so I upgraded it, add some beans to it, frijoles, pinto beans, and got it with that, and so it was really good. 60 cents is all it was. $1.77 with tax. Can't beat that, man. And Taco Bell is literally a mile from my house, so I drive by it every time I come home. Well, from the most common direction I come home from. And if you're curious how my door dashing went today, it was terrible. I was out for over 2 hours, got 3 offers from DoorDash. If I had taken them all, I would have combined for about $18. I did not take them all because 2 of them were really bad. So I took one, and I also took some Uber ones. But overall, neither one of them. I didn't get any orders for the first 40 minutes while I was out, and then I got several for a little while, and Uber gave me a few. Uber tried to pull a fast one on me again, where they say, "Hey, this one's going to be $9," and then they only give you 3. God. You have to text them and go, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, here, we're giving you the difference." Something about I did notice though, one of the things says like tip pending. I'm like, why is tip pending? You've been paid by the customer. That's why you were able to pay anything. You wouldn't be doing this if you hadn't been paid by the customer. It's not like the customer's like holding the tip. No, you're paying the tip. Once the money's in your hand, so what is the deal? What's the pending? Like waiting to see if you ran off with the food and they're only going to pay you the $3 but not the tip? I don't know. I mean, I don't get it. But either way, it was done. It was completed. I delivered it. So why are they holding tips? I don't get it. Uber's weird. I think they're a little scammy. Something's off. Something's off with that whole nonsense. But anyway, I'm done. Done for today. Didn't make much, but better than nothing, I guess. All right, so where was I? So I'm trying to get, I don't know why this is not I mean, why is this in red like that? That's kind of weird. I don't know what that means. So I have, well, I say completed? No, I've implemented authentication for Google. So I haven't tested it. I don't know if it's going to work. I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm working on that now, but I'm trying to create a UI so that I could plug it in and call it so I can see if it'll work. Ah, what does this mean? I gotta go drop this in my. What do you mean not mounted? I'm trying to use Copilot as much as possible because then once I find that Copilot is and that's another thing. Yes, I have that. I don't think it's going to be any different. Let's see. Payload, return, catch, return, false, look. And I'm not sure I'm going to use local storage. This is just a generic test, token test. I don't actually even have a token yet. I'm just trying to get some kind of basic thing set up first. Let's see here. All right, what do we got here? So, next router, login. There's one problem with working with Copilot is apparently it's code, not it's code logic. It's outdated, basically. It has this is probably not going to be correct because I put the login page under my components, which based on this would actually require it to go ..bam components login. But that shouldn't preclude it from compiling. I mean, it should have not worked when I tried to run it, but they shouldn't have stopped it from. See, I'm still getting this next router not mounted thing. All right, time to move on from Copilot. And now we will go try out our buddy ChatGPT or Claude. But ChatGPT I tend to go with first because I got more uses out of ChatGPT. Claude, you get like 5 questions. It's like really bad. I don't know if it's quite 5, but it's like, don't get your whole question in at once because Claude will cut you off. Now, if you're willing to pay for Claude, but I cannot, and therefore I shall not. I've been thinking about giving ChatGPT the $20 a month, even though I don't really have a lot of money for it. But it has been enough useful that I've kind of started to, just kind of think maybe it's worth it. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Wait, this is client side, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, all right. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing, but we'll try it. All right, so according to ChatGPT, the issue has something to do with the client side versus the server side. Even though I'm saying use client at the top, yeah, I'm not sure. Something apparently it doesn't acknowledge the use client part, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. But hey, we'll see if that does anything. Let's see what that does. Let's hit Control S here. No. It's still saying not routed, not mounted. And did it do anything different up here? No, I'm just trying to see if it, let's see if that gives it more information to help me solve this. Aha! The problem is that I'm using a page service, not a next service, and I'm using next. My code is next.js, which is probably what's causing me my headaches. Let's try this puppy instead, shall we? So let's see what happens if I swap this guy out for It's even worse. What the heck? I got a bunch of problems with that one. You're importing a component that needs use effect. This React hook only works in a client component. Wait, what? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Ah! Wait, no? You're importing a component that needs use effect. This React hook only works in a client component to mark the file or its parent with the use client. Oh. Oh. I see what the problem is. Never mind. I cut off too much stuff here. Shame on me. Jeez. Is it still going or did it blow up again? Alright, let's stop this nonsense. Let's stop it. And let's see where we're at. What happened? Something exploded. Exploded. Sometimes, gotta tell you. Now I closed it bad, so it's like it's having a fit. All I want to do is get my page to load. It doesn't have anything connected to it. Just need to get my page loading so that I can try to test the connection between my new auth service and now it starts compiling and then it goes kabloom. Should get rid of all this stuff. The Punycode module is deprecated. Please use a userland alternative instead. And this one has the Punycode module is deprecated. I don't know what it is, but I should probably ask. I'm tired of seeing this. Well, that's, wait, what? That's usually an error caused by the fact that I left the command window open, or the command window, but I don't actually see the command window. What is it talking about? Error killing. That's weird. No. Let's see. Looks like more is happening. Maybe things are working. Maybe. don't get any errors there. Let's see what happens if I try to run this now. It has been blowing up anyway. It's in finding ways to be a problem. It's funny how it loads and then it compiles. So it's like, oh, page is up. All right, let's compile it. It's like, why? I already compiled it. It's compiled. But nope, we got to compile again. Client-side compiling or something. Oh, that one compiled up right. Hey, we got our stuff. Woo-woo! So here's where the account information is going to be. I'd like, holy moly. Why? Oh, login page. So obviously I redirected to a bad login page. Where's my login? Components / login. Okay, so that's correct. But apparently my route to it is not. Oh, yeah. Let's try that again. Wait a minute, that is right. That's where it's supposed to go. Components. Is it case sensitive? Well, it shouldn't be, but it could be. All right, let's stop this nonsense. Close this up. Let's see if it's case sensitive. I don't like the case sensitivity, so we're going to get rid of it. If that's the issue. I don't know why it's complaining. I don't even know if that's really the problem. But alas, now I'm putting this on here to redirect me to log in right out the gate. Probably because, I don't know, eventually I probably won't. I'll probably just have it go there if they try to navigate anywhere or want to do anything in the app. I'd like them to be able to, I like people, them as you guys, and me when I'm going on there, but to be able to kind of like navigate, you just can't do anything until you create an account and log in. You know, just kind of get a lay of the land. What do you think of the place? You won't be able to do anything though. It'll say, first time you try to do anything, it'll say, create an account to take, you know, to create your own team or league or whatever the heck. So, at least on the website. What I'll probably do is auto create an account for you on this Android and then ask you to connect it to other services so that it can be used anywhere. That's the ultimate plan. Ultimatum. The ultimatum. The ultimatium. The penultimate. I don't know. All right, what is the problem? So I don't know if I want this there though, because components login looks bad. I don't want people to go to components page. I just want them to go. Maybe I will put the login in the account page because, you know, account login. We'll say account. And then account. Nope. Oh, that's not actually a thing. Okay, so we're going to go solution. We're going to take my page. We're going to go to my account. Where's the account? There it is. If they're going to go to somewhere, I might as well take them to the actual account login page. Let's try this again. Now this is the only place I'm redirecting right now from the home page. So as soon as you get there, create an account. Assuming it works. So we go here, we've kind of got stuff loaded, but it takes a long time for some bizarre reason. All right, why can't it find account login? Account login. It does exist. What is the problem? Is it truly failing, or is there something on here that's failing? Like, are we blowing up while I'm here? Why doesn't it like it? Oh, okay, the yawns. Get the yawns. Here they come. Just ignore the yawns. They won't be around forever. Boy, okay, so we got my page. Account login. So undefined. I'm not totally sure I need that there, to be honest, but I mean, like, how would this ever run not on the client? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think the issue here, I have a feeling this is not even an issue. I think this is only there because the Copilot didn't know what else to do. I'm serious. I think that's what it was. I think Copilot was distracted. It's like, I don't know. Try this. Oops. I still don't get this. Why am I getting 404 errors? And it's account login.jsx. And it's not actually even, it's not even complaining about, I mean, it's not going in there and blowing up because of syntax. It's going in there and complaining just because it wants to complain. I wonder, you would think it'd be complaining. Because alright, I'm going to put use client on here just because I don't know if that's the problem, but let's see if that has anything that's helpful. No. Okay, well. Path it is trying is account /login, and that is the correct location of the file. Oh, do I have to actually say JSX? No, according to this, I don't. Now update your page's account login.jsx. Why? It's like, what am I updating it to? What is? He's like, update it, but it's like you're not telling me to change anything. You're just confusing me. All right, so we got login page. Remember me. Login under construction. Login feature under construction. Handle submit, and then we got handle submit. Is already set password. None of these things are going to do anything. Submit, submit. Then we got our locations, under construction, check box, input, check box, remember me. Set remember me on this computer, login page. Yep, no changes. I always like it when they give me, hey, make sure this is how it looks like. It's like, I just gave it to you. Why don't you just tell me if it's right? And then you can tell me, oh, well, this looks fine, because that's what they often do. All right, so now I got to go back to my page. Pages index. No, it's not an index. Ugh, God. Yeah, Copilot's a little dumber than it's like, so it didn't really give me any changes. I mean, really, what it's showing me is exactly what I have. Got this token, constant token, get token, blah, 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 is token, blah, 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 push. It says it's account login, but that would be relative to where I'm currently at, which it will not be because we're in the home folder. We're going over to an account login, so that all should not do anything. Okay, so why? So basically, I should just be able to go to this page. .jsx. I'm just curious if it cares. Nope. Really the problem here is I just can't get... Now account page has a thing. And then if I wanted to go specifically to login, it should go here, but it's not. Login.jsx. Alrighty. Let's go to a smarter AI. Try not to use up my smarter AI options, but it's starting to look like I can't get around it. Okay. Let's see. Localhost 3000 account login. It is not pages. It's if you use the app router, app account. Huh. Okay. My Next.js app uses alright, my alright, well, JS app is using app account page for the root of this file. The file is called login.js x at the same level. Can I not call it with a path that points directly to it? /account login.jsx. Huh. Wow. Okay. So that's a thing. I didn't know that. Oh, you'd think I'd already know that by now. Okay, so you can't... I've been referring to other components, but usually they're built into the page at which I'm working. So it'd still be account. But apparently, in order for it to be a page of its own, it has to be inside of its own folder. So that would mean me going like add folder. And then of course I won't be able to do this because you can't rename stuff while the job page is running. Alright, so I gotta go here, close this, solution, log in. I should probably call it connect. Or I'm almost wondering if it should just be a component. You know, just say, well, okay, we'll do this instead. You know, either have it show your account info or show login info. Like the account is either login or your... That's what I might do. Let's do something like that instead. I think I like that better. Because you don't have any account info if you're not logged in, right? So what I need to do is do something like call this as a component. And we will just call it account. And let's go to my page, which is this one. I have the same basic information, except instead we'll do something of the, let's go of the copy this plan. I don't need router. We'll just go account. And then we'll take this guy. And then we'll go over to my account page. And we'll just drop this right here. And then, of course, I have to get rid of that because that's not valid. And then we'll take all of this. Oh, I don't need that either. That's gone. That's just a passenger trying to take a free ride. For a free ride. Oh, we don't need that either. Or that. Let's just take this. Or, I don't even need that. What the heck, man? I don't need any of that stuff. I may have copied a bit more than I needed. Let's take this. And then we will do something like const user logged in. Set user logged in. I'll say false, and then we will go here and then we'll go use effect. Blah, 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 blah. Is token valid? We don't need to, we're not going to route anybody anywhere. But we will go, let's do this. Actually, can I just do this? Let's just say, probably has to be done in here though. Get token. Alright, now we'll go set user logged in is token. And then we're going to go user logged in. And instead of all this crap, we'll go if user logged in, not is user logged in. We're gonna go, what is the name of my component? I forgot, how did I declare components? My previous components were game plan, which is basically what I did with login. Const game plan. Const login page. How about just calling it login, since, yeah, let's just call it login. And then we'll go back over to my page, wherever I was. I wish this would show me, like the other one, what page I'm on. I have to always go home. No, that's not it. Is that the one? Account, yeah, okay, so we got did it put it in? No, it did not. Import login from, I think we're in this page, so it should just be login. All right. Nope. Oh, no, I have to put that in. So it's at the same level, login. I wonder if I could just say, can I just say login? Probably not, huh? that would be too easy. Because usually when I have to reference other things like game plan, I believe my simulator has to have it. Yeah, see, sim game is just dopsh, even though it's in the same order. Okay, so we're probably on the right track. I'm pretty sure I'm going off the deep end on this whole plot and plan of mine. Well, maybe. I mean, it's compiling. What does that say? Kinda? No, I guess not so much. Says, yeah, I asked ChatGPT. So this page is a little broken. What am I doing? And it's like, your code has multiple issues. Let's take a look at them. Oh, well, okay. Well, that's not so bad. Apparently I'm missing, I have too many closing brackets on something up here. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Let's take that one off. Alright. Then we have invalid conditional. Oops, yeah, that's what I was worried about. We're attempting to use if statements in JSX, which is not allowed. JSX does not support if statements directly. Use a Turner. Really? I didn't know. Wait a minute. There's no if in React? What? Oh. Okay. Doesn't like my capital L. Or my lowercase l. Apparently that's a standard with React. All components must start with a capital letter. Oh, and I'm using a use effect. Alright. Wait, am I using router? Where's router at? Why would I be using router? I don't have a router in here. What are you talking about? Oh, I do have router in here. What the McNoodles, man? That's not supposed to be in there. Okay, so let's do this. Why didn't you just say use an inline if? It's a ternary. I've heard that term before. I did not know what it was. Yes, I know. You're like, what? What do you mean you didn't know that? And then I have to close this puppy with a parenthesis. So we got blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Why doesn't it like it? Oh, I have to first go like this. Go like that, and then we have to take this guy and try this instead. Because we got to put the break area on there. And then still doesn't appear to like it though. Div blah blah blah. Div Div. And okay, well. Huh. What have I got going, man? Something doesn't like something. Intrinsic elements label. JSX must have one parent element. What do you mean that parent element? That is. I don't know. Let's see if I'm missing something here. Got div inside of a div. Am I missing something? Unterminated regexp 47. Alright, so we got div, label, label, div, label, 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 div. How's that unterminated? Unterminated regexp literal. Did I put something in here that shouldn't be? Oops. Huh. Unterminated regex literal in this code. Oh. Oh. Okay. Apparently I need this puppy in there to go with, I have to make it a fragment for it not to have a fit. I'm not sure why. I haven't fully gronked that part of things yet. Yep, that fixed it. Very odd. Very odd. In my opinion. my humble but rather pointless opinion. Okay, so I think maybe it's fixed. So rather than make a login page its own page, I decided to make it a component. By doing that, because once you're logged in, you don't need it anymore. It's not like you're ever going to browse to the login page. Nobody browses to the login page unless they need to log in, which is really just going to the account page. So if you don't have an account, what I'm thinking about doing is just marking that you know, when you go to that tower, it'll just say create an account or log in, whatever. Sign up, log in, whatever. But once you have an account, it'll just say account, because it doesn't need to say anything else. Unless, of course, you're not logged in on whatever computer you've gone to. That's what I'm going to do. That's the plan. And I'm going to stick to it. You see, I'm sticking by my team in spite of the fact that they got their lunch on Sunday morning. They were handed their tushkas by the Buffalo Bills. I kind of had hope when they scored immediately. That hope quickly died as I found they weren't going to score ever again. That was unfortunate, to say the least. But what can you say, man? Gotta stick by them next year, maybe. It's always, what about next year? Wait until next year. We'll be kicking butt next year. It's like, will we? Will we though? You hope they will. I mean, you hope they're going to go draft the right guys, and then Bo Nix is going to become like a real football player. I mean, become a real boy. He's a rookie, you know. I mean, you know, it's possible. You never know, though. I mean, man, it's a tough thing to try to find that guy, you know, that quarterback that's just going to carry you, and guys who can just make a career of it. And some guys can't do that. You know, they just come in and they're just kind of, you know. We'll see. All right, there we go. I got to my login page. So now I have a user ID, blah, blah, password, blah, blah, submit. Oh, that is such an ugly formatting. Can I spit on it? I need to change up my icons, get some nice login with icons, and just try to make it better. The only one that's even sort of kind of getting close to maybe being usable is this login with Google. But I figured one at a time, right? Let's get login with Google working, and we'll go from there. I don't know why I'm getting these solid white borders, because they're trying to, because, you know, they give you the solid white borders and then they give you white text. What the heck? What the logic is that? I don't know. But let's clean this nonsense up. I got to. I just, it's terrible. There's like so many levels of terrible. So we're on the login component now. So we're going to try to let's go find some images. Like, I don't know, images, login with Google. Really, it's just what their little symbol thing. It's like whatever. I want the button like this, like that. Log in with Google. Log in with Google. What is it when it's just like on a? Is it really? It's not usually a big button like this. It's just the G, isn't it? When you want to just have it keep it simple. I mean, I could just say Sign in with Google. I'm not going to use theirs. I mean, that's going to take it to them, but that's not me. I don't care about that. Sign in with Google. Because, like, if I go to Riot and I go... Well, actually, let's open my Riot game page. Riot always opens up my the Riot client. Let's see what they look like. This is the image I want. And it looks the same for everybody. So it's not like I'm stealing it from Riot. It's Google's thing. But I'm going to be attaching my Google thing to it. So I want it to kind of look consistent with what everybody expects to see in the world. I could probably do the same thing with Marble Snap. But Marble Snap... Well, is it Marble Snap's got the same... They have connect. Because you connect to stuff. But you still end up creating a Riot ID, which is ultimately everybody's going to get that too when I sign in, when I connect them. They're going to have, see, like that. It is just a G. I like that. It's just clean. It's what it should be. Nice. I could actually just copy those images and steal them. I feel like, can I just take this image? Is that an image? Oh, it's not even an image. Okay. But it's a nice clean button. I won't be doing these ones. I'll be doing Twitch as my fourth one. So I'm going to do Facebook, Google, Apple, and Twitch. And the only reason I'm doing Apple is because I will have an Apple client when I'm doing it on iPhone. I don't like the iPhone world, but plenty of people do. And when will I get to that point? Apple's probably third on the list after I've built it for Android. Because I don't know how difficult it's going to be to compile it for Apple. I have no idea. I have literally no idea how I'm going to make that happen. I probably need like a MacBook just to compile it for Apple. So I don't know how that's going to work. I don't have the technology to create it for Apple, but we'll see. That's down the road. We're not there yet. It's really just a G button. Just a nice little G button. This is nice and clean. This is what everybody's looks like. Kind of thinking I want to do the same thing. Kind of a gray background. Look, that kind of highlights over it. Yeah. QR code. Wow, I'm not there. That might be cool. Give them a QR code option. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but... This app is protected by HCAPTCHA and its privacy policy and terms of service apply. Huh. I don't know what I mean, I know what HCAPTCHA is. That's that thing that keeps popping up and asks you to, try to identify pictures, and if you don't get it exactly right, it keeps it. What was I doing yesterday? Oh, it was Restream. I was trying to log in. And Restream asked me like 20 times in a row to identify the pictures. Apparently I was missing stuff. It's like they'll have a motorcycle that takes up all of it. It says, click on the squares that have motorcycles. First of all, there's only one motorcycle on the screen. And so you're clicking around trying to get the motorcycle. Now, are you supposed to get the person riding the motorcycle? Are you supposed to assume that the one square that only has a hand holding the motorcycle, no motorcycle, you can't see the motorcycle, but you can assume he's got his hand on a handlebar. Is that supposed to be in the picture? You can't see any motorcycle. There's no picture of a motorcycle in there. And then there's this tiny little corner where the bottom of the motorcycle might be, but you can't see any motorcycle. But it's coming right up to the engine. So maybe that black speck in the corner, possibly, that I'm either hallucinating exists. maybe that's motorcycle. So I'm like clicking around, covering, and I was like, I click all but like 2 squares, and then of course it goes, well, how about this picture? More motorcycles, and now you've got this huge blurry thing of squares with some with motorcycles, some with bikes that look like mopeds. Is that a motorcycle? I don't know. It's a motor. Is a moped a motorcycle? Oh my gosh! I went through it. Literally, I'm serious. I did it 10 times at least. It might have been more. It was just the stupidest thing. I was about to throw my computer out the window, except it would have been in pain. I would have dig it out, unplug it, pull it out. So I didn't. But I was getting pretty ticked. Nope, 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 nope. Have you ever been a fan of a team and just thought, even when it's over, you're like, do they play this weekend? It's like it's your brain say, refusing to admit that things did not quite go as expected. It's like, nah. My team couldn't have lost. That's not a thing. What kind of nonsense is this? Alright, we'll just say, oh, nope, I didn't want to do that. Save. Google G button. Alright, what is that? Then I gotta go edit it so that I can chop it down. Let's do a Twitch and a Facebook now. I mean, they probably have them, but so I need Apple image. Oh, come on. Apple sign in button. All right. Say save. Why can't I just say download? Okay. And then we gotta go back to here, go like this, and then we'll do Facebook. Hey, Fibital. I'm sorry, it's such a long name, man. Twitch. What game am I going to play? Oh, I'm not. I'm just using it as an example of what I'm trying to put, what buttons I want to put on my sign-in page on my game. So I'm getting the logos. I want to do something like this. I kind of like how clean this is. Just a simple username, password, and then the options. Now, I'm not doing PlayStation or Xbox. I'm doing Twitch. So I'll have Twitch, Apple, Google, and Facebook are my 4 sign-in pages. But not actually playing a game right now, man. I'm sorry. This is not my game channel. This is my create a game channel. I'm trying to keep that separate because that's the whole point. I try to separate my create a game from my play a game. So I haven't been on in a couple of days because of my other computer being a problem. I finally got it shipped back today, this morning. They're supposedly sending me a replacement. Now what that means is, I hope, a new one, but I think it means a refurbished one, which means I'm going to get someone else's problem they probably didn't fix. So optimism is like, the only way I will be sure, the only way I have any chance of believing that it might be fully fixed and I can actually maybe just get right to work is if they send it to me in a brand new Surface Pro 8 box. They pull it out of their back stock of never sold versions or something. Because if it comes in one of those little brown boxes again, I'm going to know it's just a refurbished one. And I'll be like doing this all the time. I'll be trying to test the screen and test the ports and listen to the fan. I'll just be paranoid forever until I find whatever it was they didn't fix. Because I know that, well, okay, I mean, I know. But I know from my experience, out of 4 times sending it back, twice they did nothing for the problem. They do some automated, oh God, don't get me started. Some automated testing suite, and it comes back and says everything's fine. But if any of it is external, like sound or port connections, they don't bother. And how they could even test that the touch screen worked when I told them it didn't. Anyway, man, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna rant. You got me going. When will I game next? I don't know, man. It's just so hard for me to game during the week because I want to work on this. I'm trying to create my game. Hopefully, my game will be a game I can play with pretty soon. But I mean, it'll be pretty little bits, but. Trust me, once I'm able to do anything, like even simulate plays, that's going to be pretty fun. Just because it'd be cool to play with that. Watch it work. Or even get my game plan and stuff. Game plan working, game situations all in place. I have them. I can load them up and save them. I just don't have them intertwined into the game yet. Some basic level of that will be in play hopefully in the next month or two. But anyway, yeah. So not doing any gaming right now. What time is it? It's 4:23. It's like sometimes I want a game, but it's like then my brain goes, "But what about this? What about this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, let's go do that. Let's go do that. Let's go do that." And before I know it, my God, time's gone. And I'm on month 10 of unemployment. So, I think that's month 10, right? Because January and then February, March, April. Yeah, maybe it's month 9. And I need to keep pushing at this. So my Indiegogo campaign has like 4 days left on it, and I've made $45. So yeah. I will be doing multiples of them, but I'm hoping that next time I'll make $65. And the time after that, I'll make $85. You know, just slowly build a little steam and momentum as I have more and more game to show for what I'm doing. And maybe more and more people will be going, oh, maybe he's going to get this done. Maybe not, but at least he's further along. So I don't know. I'm hoping I'll pick up momentum, and in time, I may someday, maybe 6 months, a year, I'll do an Indiegogo campaign and I'll make the $500. So on Indiegogo, though, I have it set up on flexible, which means you get whatever you get. So it's something, right? Which right now, that 45 is more than 2 days of dashing, because I almost never make more than $40 in a day. Unless I do it all day, but I'm not wasting an entire day dashing because I will go out of my mind. I don't know how anybody does that. And then I've been looking around for part-time work. It's not desperate yet, but I really don't want to start, getting into my retirement and taking gargantuan penalties and stuff. I got a couple months left, 2-3 months, but before I have to worry about that. But it's unnerving, I know God's got a plan, but He doesn't talk to me, so. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't understand when He's talking to me. My antenna, unless He comes right out and goes, "Doofus, talking to you," I'm probably not going to get the message. So I'm probably going to be just guessing away, waiting for that bag of money to fall, or that job that I need to take finally comes along. Honestly, I don't want a job. I don't want a job. But I want to make money. I want to do this. I want to find something I want to do and make money doing that. I like streaming. I wouldn't mind making a little money off of this, but I'm not. I want to create this game. I want to make this game exist. So it's fun to combine the two. And if I can get it going, maybe I make some money off that. I've got multiple board games that I've almost completed. Well, one is done. I just can't afford the art. It takes money to make money, I've already priced it out. I know how much it'll cost to make. I know how much I'm going to sell it for. I know that people like it and it's been play tested. I just need to get some art for it. And there's a bunch of loser artists. My luck has had it be that I've dealt with artists to try to get images for that game, and they all flaked out on me. Oh, I'll pay you $100 or $200 or whatever it is to get this image done. And they start creating images. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. We're getting there. And then they ghost me. They just disappear. It's like, hello? Are you going to do this image or not? Knock, knock. Hello? And that's happened to me 3 times. I'm like, you need to get a reliable artist, a good, solid, experienced artist. And those guys don't cost $100 to $200. They cost $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $1,000 an image. And I'm like, I get it. I understand your time is worth a lot, but I just don't have that money. I can't pay you for that, man. At $800 an image, if I needed 15 images, and I need 15 diverse quality images. In other words, they're not the kind of art that I can take a single image style. Most artists have a style. If you play Marvel Snap, they actually have a variety of artists, and they'll say Deadpool blank artist style, and you can see all the ones that are his style you can recognize him. His style. And all these artists, they have a style that's very consistent, and you can kind of tell the colorings, the way the characters look, their general shape, and I can't do that. This game is it's a puzzle game. So I want 15 diverse, cool looking puzzles. I'm not worried about the coloring so much. I mean, some of them I actually want to have similar colorings if possible, but I want them to have a visual that makes you want to look at each one, because they all look cool separately. And then I could do expansions of additional puzzles to add to the game. But It's just, it's difficult. So if you can do one artist, if you're doing a situation where you have one artist who's doing like a bunch of different stuff for you, they usually don't, most artists don't, they have a style, like I said. So I can maybe, if I had another game and I was just doing a game that had a particular style to it, I could hire one artist and maybe get the images a lot cheaper because they usually give you a discount if you buy like 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 images because they're doing more work and it's all, and they can do a lot of them at once because they have their style and they can just start whipping through them. And that kind of stuff, but those guys are expensive. I can't afford it. So my games don't get made. I've got at least 2 or 3 or 4 games that I want to finish, but they cost money to make because you need art. And you know what? This is the bad thing about Kickstarter or Indiegogo. It's the artists that get the money, or people who can afford to pay artists to get the money. Wait, yeah, I'm still here. I didn't actually sign in or anything, but I'm still here. Because they may not even have created a good game. In fact, a lot of times a game looks fantastic and then you'll hear the reviews about it later and they're going, it looks great. It says all, but it's a terrible game. I had no fun. It was boring. It didn't do this or that or the other thing. And it's like, or it didn't hit the spot or didn't do what it said or whatever. But they're the ones who get their money for their projects because it looks good. People buy on appearances. So it doesn't matter how good the game is. People aren't going to buy an ugly looking you could have the greatest game ever derived in the history of the world, but if it looks bad, nobody's going to buy it. They're just not going to buy it. They're not going to pay you on Kickstarter. They're not going to download your video game. They're not going to pay you squat. Doesn't matter how great the game is, how engrossing and well, video games, there's a little bit of a window there. I mean, I've seen some like people make what they call 8-bit because it's now a thing. You know, it's a viable option to make an 8-bit game, and if it's a great game, people will let it slide because they're okay with it because it's got that retro feel. You know, retro, man. Yeah, it's a cool game. I thought about doing retro for my football game because, again, easier doing 8-bit. But I don't like 8-bit myself. And I've played 8-bit games. I don't mind them. I've got 2 that are currently on my playlist. Currently being playlist. And that's... Retro Bowl and Chroma Squad. Those are my 8-bit games currently being played list. They don't look spectacular, but they're done well. The games are good. Chroma Squad is awesome. I love Chroma Squad. I wish it would be done in a more up-to-date graphics, but I can live without that because the game's really fun. I think I'll be playing Chroma Squad off and on a lot longer than I'll be playing Retro Bowl. I'm actually getting kind of perturbed by Retro Bowl. But it's scratching my football itch until my game can scratch my football itch. My game will be the ultimate football itch scratcher. It'll be your football, like a back scratcher, except it's for your football itch, not your back itch. All right, so what else did I need? Okay, that's the Apple. I got the Apple one. I need a Facebook one. Oh, that's Twitch. No. What is the Twitch logo? Oh, it's going to look like this. Oh, Twitch Apple. Twitch. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, and if you get, well, I play the Pro Retro Bowl or Retro Bowl Pro or whatever. There's a college one too, that's what I say. But if you get, it's one of those games that if you let it do the dynamic difficulty, it gets stupid. It's like they will intercept every pass you throw. Doesn't matter where you go, front master. It's a different person. It's like I have to acknowledge that. But it's like if you get to that point where it's like 17, 18, 19, every pass you throw gets intercepted. It's like, yeah, that's wide open. And some guy runs up and intercepts. You're like, okay, well, okay, he's way behind. I'll throw over him. And guys from the side intercept. I was like, what the freak? Like, so I play on hard, which, by the way, if the other guys are five-star defense, 5-star offense, every play they'll intercept. So you try to run. Guess what you don't do in Retro Bowl on hard against good defenses? Run. Boom, boom, boom. Even when you're breaking tackle, it's just like real life. Man, I tell you, any quarterback could throw interceptions as much as I do would be on the team for about a week. That's it. It's like, okay, you threw how many interceptions today? And then, you know, I'm pretty, I mean, I won the Retro Bowl in like 2 years. The first when I started playing it. Of course, you know, it was easier and then it took a while to get up. I was doing about difficulty 15, 16. And now it's sitting at this, I'm playing hard, which I think is around, I feel like it's about 16. It's sitting in that area. But I just feel like it's like, ugh. Plus, it's just getting boring because the plays are all the same. You don't do any defense. There's the amount of team finagling you can do is really difficult. And unless you're throwing money at the game to get a lot of like buying the coaching credits and buying all this stuff, you really, I mean, as a free player, it's really hard to really do anything in that game. So I'm starting to kind of go, eh. I do like it. I just don't like it as much as I did 2 weeks ago. So I probably keep playing it for a while. I still pull it out. You can play a football game in what, 4 minutes? So you get in there. I mean, 2-minute quarters. I mean, it's not a full feel of football. See, my game, this thing I'm trying to design, again, not in control other than to select the plays with my game, but still, I think I'm trying to design a game that gives you full control of, what am I trying to ask? Say, makes you feel like you're involved in the game, but no matter what the difficulty is, it's consistent, right? So better teams will generally win unless you're just, you're a really good coach. You can be a really good coach and do pretty good, but because you learn the plays, you learn how to, you'll be using the game plan editor to set up your game plans, and you can you can do the Mike Shanahan thing where you script out your first 100 plays or whatever he does. What is it, the first 100? No, not 100 plays. He probably scripts out the first 20 plays or 10 plays or something like that. Or he used to when Denver won the Super Bowl. I don't know what he did when he went off to La La Land and coached another team, but he was actually, known for his scripting his a lot of plays back then, and Denver would score all the time on the first drive. They would just score on the first drive. Yeah, they did okay afterwards. Obviously enough to win the Super Bowl back then, but it wasn't like. What am I missing? Facebook. See, I have not found, and the reason I started this development project, creating this football game, is because I have not found I've played every football game. Well, okay. Every free-to-play football game, one that you can just log into and try. And on the phone, I haven't found one single one that I go, this is a cool game. There's been a couple I've gone, hey, this is a cool game for about 48 hours. and then I learned what this was, and I'm like, oh, yeah, no, this is not good. You know, one game that really had me fooled for about a day and a half. I mean, really, like, I thought this was it. I found the holy grail of games. I think I finally found a football game I like. And what's funny about it is it's like as far from a good football game as they get. But it just took me a while for it to dawn on me. Because I really thought the stuff I was doing in that first 24 or 48 hours was like the intro stuff. You know, like, hey, we're just getting you going, getting you ready to be able to play the real game. This is the test stuff. And that was NFL 2K Playmakers. But then my brain started seeing it for what it was. It was like, oh my gosh, this is a terrible game. I thought the whole bit about, 3 plays to score and all that was all just like warm up, learning how to kind of play your game and call your plays and stuff. It's like, no, that is not what it was, because that was the entire game. And then you started realizing that not only does it have very little effect, it's a flip of the coin game. And all you're doing is changing the odds slightly that the coin flips in your favor. That's all you're doing. The characters you pick, the play you pick, just kind of flips the coin one way or the other, and it's one or the other option with a couple of different visual effects. And it's like, what's going to happen. If you're not sacked on some plays, you're going to gain 10 yards. 10 yards. Never 9 or 8 or 7 or 12 or 13. It's 10 yards. If you succeed, it'll be that amount. And it tells you on the thing. It's going to be between 4 and 12. It's not between 4 and 12. It's 4 or 12. That's what it was. And it's like, okay, this is really bad. And I did kind of like the fantasy element of it. Your cards go in and you can get whatever rewards for the cards you have performing in real life. I thought that was kind of a cool thing. But beyond that, the game was just not good. And then, yeah, I've tried them all. Ask me about a downloadable game, and I probably tried it. They all have some serious flaws. I'm trying to find a button like this one. I like this button. So they must have made that one, because that one doesn't exist. Well, some people use Twitter. I'm not using Twitter. Twitter ain't even a thing anymore. I know it's X, but who uses X for a sign-in anymore? I don't know. I don't know which one to use. I guess I just use one like this. Sure, why not? Mine will be different from theirs. I can't really use that one because it's round and square, and I'm going to cut the square off. Now I could round, but I don't think my buttons will look the same if I do that. So let's just go with something like this one. Yeah, close enough. Ha! Constantly. Well, okay, on ChatGPT, you never run out of messages. You just run out of the best messages. Okay, so you're allowed to use 4.0 for X amount of 4.0 questions up, and then per some time frame. So if you spread it out enough, you can get to the point of it'll drop you to 3 point something, and it says you've used up your allotment of 4.0 questions until 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. or whatever it is, depending on how far over you've gone, I guess. But then you can still keep using it. You just drop to like 3.5 or something, to a slightly different model, an older model. So that's one of the things about ChatGPT. You want to know what's frustrating is Claude. Claude's pretty good too. I mean, Claude's not bad. I really like the way it lays things out. But Claude only gives you like maybe half the messages you get from ChatGPT. So here's my suggestion. No, it is not as good. But here's the way I have kind of come to learn how to use these guys. Use Copilot for all your easy questions. Any question you think is like, can you help me find this little syntax error, or help me put together this quick little page? Things that are kind of easy, or even just go to Copilot first. That's Windows Copilot, because Windows Copilot, you can use it as much as you want. There's no limits. Yes, it's older. Yes, it's not great, but it's a great first stop. It can answer a lot of your questions, and it'll actually save you a lot of your important messages for ChatGPT and Claude. Those are the two I only use lately. I've used Black Box AI. That one's good. I don't know that I've ever hit a limit on Black Box AI, but I don't use it that often, so I don't know. I mean, it's pretty good too. It's found answers for me. It's good to have all of them as an option. You just got to kind of start to learn how to finagle your free uses out of them. I have considered paying $20 for ChatGPT, but I don't own that much. Yeah, Copilot. Well, for one, Copilot's free now, but only for so many messages, I found out. Copilot, I have it in VS Code, and I use it in my, because it's free now. I was using it in VS Code and in Visual Studio, but I hit the limit. The problem for free, I mean, obviously there is a free limit. I didn't know that. I just managed to find out, and it's a lot of messages, because I used it for, I don't know, 3 weeks straight, constantly using it. But I'll tell you what, it's not as good as ChatGPT, not as good as Claude, even though it has Claude as an option. If you're using it in VS Code, you can actually use Claude. Now, Claude 3.5 in VS Code, and there's no, Claude 3.5 in VS Code is pretty good. And it uses ChatGPT, like, it's Chat 3.5. I think it's 3.5 or 3. It's not 4.0, I don't think. But I'll tell you, it's not that. It's good because it can look at your code, so you don't have to keep copying your code to the AI. You know, it's like if I have a complex problem, I can go back and forth with Copilot for forever before I go, I just need to copy these files and give them to Claude or ChatGPT, and they will find the problem much faster than Copilot will. So Copilot's good for, like, again, it's kind of like when I'm talking about using Copilot, I'm talking about like Windows Copilot, not the built-in Copilot. Windows Copilot will lose references as soon as you close the window. So don't close the window. You close the window, it deletes its history. But like I said, it's the best one to use to save your important questions for the other guys. Oh, geez, I don't give API keys to anything. Secrets, API keys. Yeah, don't ever. Yeah, you don't want to give that stuff. No, to give it to anything. You don't want to post that stuff. I stream a lot of my coding, so I got to be careful, because I have had times, I think, where I've had stuff up. But oftentimes, it's just stuff I'm doing on my local machine. So I haven't gone public with anything. So my local machine has these things, and there's no public interface, because I was doing it on like practice and learning stuff, so it didn't matter. But yeah, I definitely am with you. Don't ever post. Well, don't post anything personal, right? I mean, you don't want to. I've sometimes had my email address or my account pages open on things, but it's stuff that I already know I've given out many times. I give out my certain email addresses and things like that. I don't let passwords be seen or anything like that. But or your user account ID is fine because they see it when they go to the game. Somebody sees that my user account ID on Snap is AM Gamer. Ooh, surprise. It's like, yeah, that's what it is. But so yeah. My personal email and my Gmail email are so full of junk and crap now, I don't even try to protect them anymore. I don't care. It's just like they're a mess. I have other email addresses I use for signing into things. I use complex passwords, so I'm not worried about people hacking my passwords. In fact, my passwords are complex enough. I mean, like they're, there's symbols and numbers and letters, and they're long. And they're complex enough. I've never been hacked. I've gotten messages from various sites saying somebody's been trying to log into your account. Yeah, and I'm like, and they failed. But they're saying you should check your passwords and whatever. It's like, well, obviously they failed to log in, or you wouldn't be saying they tried. And second, I hate. It's going to sound bad. I hate multi-factor authentication. My game will have multi-factor authentication because I know that's the thing. Everybody's got to have it. You got to have it available for those people who want it. But I hate it. It's just like, good grief, just let me log in. I know my password. I know I made mine complicated. But you know what? You know who needs multi-factor authentication? The people who don't want to make real passwords. Those are the ones who need it. I don't need it. Yes, it is an inconvenience. Some are getting better, though. I've had a couple things that it's just like, I like the QR code thing. That's kind of cool. I've noticed that's actually pretty easy. It's kind of a pain that I have to open their app, because then I can't just have like a QR code validation app that I could just click, open, take a picture. No, I have to open their app. So on, you got to go to the Discord app. You have to go to this, who is it? Steam app or whoever, their app, and then you got to run their QR code to validate. You don't use password 1 anymore? Oh man, dude, you're really missing out. That's I mean, that some of them, I've actually been seeing things starting to ask for passwords that are like, it must be at least 12 characters long, have 3 symbols, 2 numbers, 3 capital letters. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta let me take notes here, man. It's like, you're on to password 5. You got to rotate them, right? Because they won't let you use an old one for a year. So if you do a new one, you gotta, or you can't use like the last 6 passwords. So you got to have a password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then you can rotate back to password 1, I think. So you should be good. And, most password hackers that people use to break into people's accounts, they don't even bother with just password because they know nobody's using it. So that's a good password. It's a good safe one. Go for it. Don't tell anyone I said that. No, I do not condone using password as a password. But, yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of did that at my last job. I didn't use password, but I had because we had to change our passwords every 3 months. And every 3 months, it was that annoying. And then what's bad is you'd have passwords on like 5 different systems in the company. So you're changing like 5 passwords every 3 months. Okay. So you're like trying to remember all the passwords you have. And then I don't even know if we had password managers. I don't even know if we were allowed to use them. So you basically had to commit all this crap to your head, or what I did is I'd write my passwords down in a password protected OneNote page, because then I only had to remember one password. Well, you want to remember all of them, but I put them down in a password protected OneNote page so that if I remember that one password, I can get my other passwords. But I had to do a cycle because I was running out of passwords. I didn't know what to do. They said you can't use your last 6 or 8 or whatever it was. So I'd write down all the passwords I was creating. And then at the end of the time, after 18 months, whatever it was, I'd cycle back to the top, start using the passwords again. Because it was like, oh no, I can't come up with any more, man. These are 12 character passwords. I'm sick of trying to come up with passwords. It's like, and then if you use a password manager that creates a password for you, you're never gonna, it's not a rememberable password. It's not. I mean, it's just a bunch of gobbledygook. It's just a bunch of gobbledygook, and you're like, I can't remember that. I'm gonna have to write that one down in my password protected OneNote page, go there, copy it, put it in, and every time they ask, I'll just copy it. It's like, and then the really irritating ones, some password logins don't let you paste. You can't paste. I've gone to websites and other games and things like that. You go to their thing, you go copy the password, you go to click, there's no paste option. It's like, no. It's like, so you're like trying to type in this finagled, messed up freaking password into their dialog box. Oh God. Get it wrong 3 times before you finally get it. If they don't block you, oh, you took too many tries. No. Exactly. You're just constantly resetting. Yeah, I know. It was a nightmare. And that was one of the things I was really getting to dread at my last company, because everything, not just your passwords, but all the service account passwords, all the certificates that are on all of our systems, everything had to be rotated every 3 months. So we were constantly updating and rotating passwords and certificates. Constantly. It was like it was our full-time job. We'd spend a month every 3 months just rotating crap. And by the time you're about done, you're already getting warnings and updates that you need to update coming up, because you get a month to update, right? So it's a month before, but since you have 100 of these things, it takes you the time coming up to it. And then by the time, they're just constantly coming. So it's like they don't all expire on the same day. So you're just constantly being warned of them past expiring, or you're updating them and you're trying to get to the next ones that are warning you. Oh my gosh, they wasted so much time doing that. I don't know. They were basically paying $140,000 to $180,000 a year to their developers, and the ones on these teams were just cycling passwords and certificates. I mean, it's brain dead work, but they paid $150,000 to $180,000 a year because they were paying a lot for their developers. The senior developers, there were some lower developers who were doing stuff too, but it's not like they separated you. You all had to work on it, so it's like a waste of money, colossal waste of money. And then they laid me off. I wonder why. Oh, maybe because they overspent money on stupid stuff. And because I was the least senior on the team and didn't know what I was doing. But that's a different problem. Crack on. All right. Thanks, man. Let's plug this in, man. I got to get some images down so that I can make this not look so terrible. And then plug in my service, my microservice. That's 5 o'clock. I got some time. We'll go to 6:30ish. That's the goal. I'm gonna see if I can get my microservice getting called. so that I can get my, at least start making a call to my Google, which is the only one that I've gone and get my client permissions for. But I got to quickly go over to my downloads here that I've, all these images I downloaded. Do a quick edit on some of them and see about getting them down to a shape or size I can use. All these different images are all right. So we're gonna go, I guess, edit, open with photo pad image editor. How about just, I just want to crop it. That's all I want. Sure, we'll go photos. I think photos will let me crop it. Oh, look how dark it is, man. Why doesn't anybody say, dude, we're losing the light, man. You're turning into a shadow. I have to, my web camera is terrible with lighting. Alexa, set my desk lamp to warm white. That'll help a little bit. Alexa, time to stream. All right, there you go. We got a little color in here. Let's turn this into a little bit. It's kind of dark still. Huh? Let's go see if I can get this. Let's get this a little less. Turn this into a nighttime state. There we go. There we go. It's a little better. I'm back! Ah, the light has come upon me. All right. What do we got? Can I crop this? Now that one shows a big black square around it. I don't want a big black square. Unable to save web photos in their original format. I don't care. I don't need it to be. Save. Save a copy? Sure. And we'll just call this one Twitch button image. So my game is going to allow people to log in for Twitch, Facebook, Google, and Apple. Those are the ones I've designated as my objective. Where did it put it? Hello? Where'd you go? Where did it put that? See in pictures? Yep, that's where it put it. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I can live with that. All right, so now let's open this one. Open with photos. I'll go with the black apple. Black apple's good. I want a black apple. You know what I should do? Apple uses black and white. I should probably crop them both. Because it's black and white, if you use like a dark page, it's not going to show very well. Maybe I put a border on it. So if it's a light page, yeah, that might work. Let's just do something like that. I'll put a border on it so it'll be like a white border that'll only show up when it's black, and then the black will border it. So it should be fine. Edit. it's going to be a big button. I mean, it's not, but it's just going to look, it's just big. My buttons are going to be tiny, so I'm sure this will be fine, but man, that's really... Nope, nope. Why? Stop zooming like that, you dumb thing. Oh, you are irritating me. Stop it. Ow. What is with this thing? Stop trying to zoom when I don't want you to zoom. Stop it. Just stay where you're put. Close enough. Okay. Save as copy. Twitch button image. We'll call this one Apple button image. Ah. Original, I know. And then we're going to go open this guy. Open with photos. Edit. The only one of my things that will work right now. I gotta go get my client ID and all my other crap from Twitch and Facebook. Actually, I have a client ID set up for Facebook already, but I may have to get another one for the app. This one's really pixely. Yeek! Glad my buttons are small. Copy as. No, can we do JPEG? Call this one Google or Google button image. So we got Apple, we got Twitch, and we have Google. Now we gotta do Facebook. Open with photos. All right, edit. Oh, you gonna do that again? Yeah, go away. I am going to try to do the rounded corner bit. I like the rounded corners. But I think I can do that. May not look as good as those do, but I look right. Alright, so we're going to call this one, you guessed it, Facebook button image. Good guess, everybody. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go on to this one. Close this puppy up. And then we're going to go back over to my pictures. And then we'll go to my app for now. Whoops. I guess we'll just put these in my... Guess we'll put them in my resources, images file. Should we get this one? No, because they're all different sizes. This one, and this one. Fine. Put them. Wait. Oh, that's simulator. Paste. All right, so now we need to add do I want to use them? I probably should use my tailspin to add images, huh? I should probably use tailspin. Tailwind. Why do I do that? Tailspin is a cartoon. Pretty sure it was a cartoon. How many pixels would that be? Should we say 20 pixels? 20? Yeah, we'll just let it. We'll just, oops. Nope. Okay, that's what I want. That's what I want it to be. Stop it. Just be what I want you to be. Why does it do that? Okay. Now. Oh my gosh, you are going to irritate me, aren't you? Oh, this is probably not going to work because one of the funny things is about using Copilot is if you don't use the copy button, it'll delete all of the formatting. It'll all show up as a singular line in your code. It's really irritating. That's all I gotta say, man. It's very interesting. Very irritating. Class name Spacey. Let's go ahead and close this off. Let's see what happens if I just div my div here. And then take that out. And then let's see what he gave me for class. They are? I'm like, look, okay. So I'm looking at this thing from Copilot. Look. All right, so, and I'm using Copilot because, again, trying to save my important questions. So, actually, I don't even know what it did. It says the class name attribute is used to apply Tailwind CSS classes for styling. The buttons are styled with rounded. The images are styled classes to make them square. Feel free to adjust the Tailwind classes to match your design preferences. Let me know. I don't know exactly what it did, to be honest. I mean, okay, so this is what it gave me before, but it was just putting the stuff up here. And they created these image style, which is just the height and width. But they put the image style in here, 12. This is Tailwind. So, okay, so I guess it did convert to Tailwind. But, okay, so 12 by 12, I think we're good with that. Let's see what 12 by 12 looks like first. So let's go Control S. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, I think we're okay. Actually, it might not be okay. I don't know. It might not work. Is it thinking about it? What's it doing, man? Take your time, man. I got all night. Well, I know what the problem is. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let's go look at this. This is what I meant to be looking at. Okay, so my images are broken, which is fine because I'm pretty sure I got the wrong path. I think in order for me to go to resources, I have to go back one more notch. Like, I'm tempted to, I don't know if I like my image path being right here though. An image is not considered great. I don't know. This is probably not the best way to do this. Okay, I'll use it for now. I'm probably going to change this to like using a next image or some other option, but just, you know, well, that's like cleanup, man. Let's close all other tabs. Just thinking about it. Oh, boo. Okay, so I obviously did not set those right. So, where is it then? So if we're in login, it's up to here, and then it's up to app, which is going to resources, images. Images, resources, images, and then my, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't really change them then. I called them button image. And they're JPEGs, of course. Button image dot JPEG. You know, I honestly, PNG is better, I think. All right, let's try that. Oh, come on. Come on, Google button image. Apple button image. They're all JPEGs, right? Oh, yeah, JPEG. Twitch button image, JPEG. Google button image. Facebook button image. Apple button image, .jpeg. Why is it not finding them? Why not, man? Well, what is your problem, man? And why is it wrapping them? I think I need this to say flex. I think flex puts them on the same line. Yeah, there we go. And then still gotta figure out why you can't find my images though. Oh, that's right. If this is Tailwind, it won't be able to find them. I don't think it is Tailwind because it's using the source of an image tag. Should the source equal the relative folder as is generally required by Tailwind. I ask because it is not finding images which are not in the public folder, but rather in the folder shown. Blah, blah, blah. Recognition in public folders typically used to serve static assets like images, which can then be referenced using relative paths. This approach ensures that images are correctly found and served. Then update your component to use the correct paths. Okie dokie. So, yeah. All right. So, it is telling me that that's not going to work. Okay, so let's close this off here. So it's starting to feel like so the rule is static images go into the image folder, which is supposed to be in the public folder. So we're going to go here. There, there, and there. Drag these guys over to here. And then these can use, just dump that. You know, it's been a lot of time. I mean, such is the way of coding. I mean, you're not always writing some new cool function. Sometimes, hey, there we go. Except they're kind of lopsided. Why are they lopsided? Oh yeah, I need to put a border on them. And why is Facebook taller? Border to each button and a light gray highlight that appears around the button when hovered. Just wait. Generate me some code, man, that does cool stuff. That's what I want. Cool stuff. All right, so they added this glass thing here. That should be the same for all of them. No, no. What is this? I didn't even know you could do that. Drag and drop your. What? That is weird. I didn't even know you could do that. That is so weird. Let's do this cool thing because I got to. Constant. We're gonna say. What is it? Constant. Button constant button border highlight. So many letters. Okay. Equals. And then we're going to take this guy. And then we're going to go here. Oh, is that already in all that? 0 M2. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go here. And then we're going to go. Now, I'm sure there may be a better way to do this, and if you are a React developer and you're looking at me going, what are you doing, man? Feel free to let me know what I'm doing wrong. But I don't like repeated text. I really don't, especially when it's long, and I know it's going to be the same for everything and for all of the items in a group. So my brain says, don't do it what I'm doing right now because that's the wrong spot. my brain don't know what it's doing. That's what's going on. My brain says, put it in a variable because then I only have to edit the one variable, and then we won't have to be. So if I something I don't like, there's something I need to change the color, the flow, the roundiness, all the above. Like my buttons, they may be too big. I think they're kind of leaning towards too big at the moment. Oh, exploding, explode-a-lots. Class name is not defined. What do you mean class name is not defined? What do I do? So it's in the button. The button has the inclusions of the onClick and the class name. Oh. No? No, no, no. Huh. Oh man, I did this again. I should probably have the same treatment, but I gotta first fix the problem I have. Oh, wait, what? Oh, did I do something weird? Oh, I did. There we go. We're getting closer. I'm not getting any gray highlights, but we are getting better buttons. The buttons look more nice. I think they're too big. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But they're too big. Let's actually make them rectangle. What happens if I make them rectangle? Let's go 9. I'm squishing it is what I'm doing. Or I'm cutting it off. And if I'm cutting it off, that's not going to be good. But I want to see what this does. Yeah, they're squished. I don't want squished. And I don't know why. Why is my Facebook one taller than all the rest? I mean, it's like it's not in line. What is going on, man? Shouldn't be. It's the same size, same thing. All right, so I don't know. I like rectangle, but I don't like squished. So I may have to do something about that. Huh. Interesting. This has got to be all centered. Let's say align. Align all center. I don't think that's a thing, but yeah, I didn't think so. What is it align? I know it's align. Something's align center. Something out there uses align center. Therefore, this should work. I don't think that's how it works, Ken. I don't think you could just say somebody's drinking at noon, so it's not weird. So my images are no longer a problem, so I can get rid of that. And then we're going to go back to my app. And I don't think I need to see my simulator code, or my utils code, or my account code, or my home code, my coach code. Actually, I do need my account code. Which one do I want to look at? Which one has centerization going on? Actually, I can't think of any of my stuff that has a centering going on. The gray highlight is not showing when I hover. Perhaps it should be bigger? What is it? How big is it? It's, I don't know. Hover, BG, gray 200. So if I were to put my mouse over, I still don't see any buttons, some things. That's the degree. I don't know, let's go M3. Let's see what that does. I still don't know why. Oh, that just, oh, I didn't do anything. None of these are doing anything. I don't even know what 3 did. Let's go 8. So we'll go uber big and just see what that does. Oh, it's spacing. All right, so yeah, I don't want more space. I'd even be happy with like a 1. Yeah, there we go. Nice and cozy. But so why? I do like the border white because it fits good if it's on a black background. But I need my stuff to center here. I have to get this down. I gotta start memorizing this stuff. Start paying attention more. 'Cause I don't like asking it questions like this. Flex center, justify center. So it's justify center. See, I was close. That's why I took a hack at it. It's justify center. Oh, well, no, not. I need everything to be justify center. Oh. Sorry. You got it right. I'm not blaming you, Copilot. Don't get all offended. I'm the one who made that one messed up. No. Well, that didn't work. Where did you put it? I don't know what min H screen is. But we'll do this. Oh, no, I don't need flex. That's not what I meant. No, that's not what I meant either. Why is it when it goes in the center when I use flex? All right. Text center. Can't really tell what it's doing here. So it's part of the H2 form. So it's got div H2 login. I don't need H2. So there is a new, it's basically putting a second div up here. Don't know why, but apparently it fills the need. Okay, that stuff went in the center. It did not, however, put the rest of my buttons in the center. Everything went to the center except these guys. All right, let's go justify center. There we go. All right, so we've now got everybody in the middle. I still don't know why the Facebook button is higher than the other buttons. Why is the Facebook button higher than the other buttons? All right. Something's weird here. For some reason, the Facebook button is higher than the others. Let's see if my buddy ChatGPT can answer this question. Okay, it says try spacey X instead of spacey Y. Huh, that worked. All right, so let's try this at a smaller number though, like 2. It's pretty good. But let's try it smaller. Okay, I guess that'll work. And then I would make them smaller. I still feel these buttons are too big. Let's try like a, I don't know, 10. Control F. We're going to go 12. We're going to replace with 10. No. Oh. It's like, psych! We're going to go gargantuan first. Okay. I'm good with that for now. I think I've got me a pretty solid looking login page, short of the crappy text boxes, but you know, first things first, right? So now I think I'm trying to decide how I want those text boxes to look. All right. You know, I think the norm is to put password and user ID above. That's what I think. It's becoming this, I mean, like, even if you look at this, do I still have the Riot client open? No. But I think usually, do they put the password? I think it's because it's a space thing, right? It takes up more area, so it looks better. It's not as clunky. And you can line them up better. So I'm thinking I'm going to wrap my password. How do I put the user ID / email and password text above the box instead of to the left? All right, what'd they do? I really didn't want you to write the whole code for me. Just fix the part I need. Added flex call to input wrappers. User MB1 on labels. All right, let's go see what we got here. So really, I just want to change this part. So we're going to go like this. And we're going to go up here. So, holy moly, but they made the boxes gargantuan long. What the heck, man? And user ID. What? And he changed the color of my text. What did he do that for? Come on, ChatGPT. Who asked you to change the color of my text? All right, so it's using a text gray 700. How about text gray? How about just text? And why is a box all the way across, man? Dude. All right, let's go see what I gave you. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I didn't give you, so you just assumed. You assumed. You're making the A out of you and me. Don't assume anything. I do not want my text boxes to be gigantic. Okay, font size, fine. Okay, we're good with that, but can we no with text boxes? And let's see what else I want. And I am using a dark theme browser. So the text should adjust with the theme. Light or dark. Okay, let's see what we got. So we're going to do some adjustments here. I want my images to be, I know we can do highlights of various dark and light themes, because we need to adjust to the kind of lighting that I'm using, right? So that means, are you done? Let's see how this looks. We'll just do the top one first before I go whamping away at the bottom one. Okay, well, okay. Why didn't it take it back to the center though? And that's an okay, I mean, I don't mind that. That works. That works, it's not bad. Why is the idea, but why are we not in the center anymore? Small font, medium, gray text, MB1. So, doo-doo-dee-doo. How's that different from this guy? MV1, text, font, medium, text gray, 700. Label, password. Just trying to see how they differ so I can see. Text gray 700. Dark text gray 300. Oh, I see. We changed this piece. Then it did something down here. Width full. Oh, okay. So it's supposed to be 64. That was the item it changed. Sometimes it's one of the things about getting your code from something else. You have to kind of stop and what else did it do? Border, text, dark. So it did a lot of focus and border and focus and border, gray, some gray, some gray, some rounded border. But what I don't see is why it moved to the left. Because it doesn't say. I don't know what flex call is, but what if I just say justify center? I want to see what this does. It might break things, but justify center. Nope, that's not it. It did put one back and broke the other. So something went wonky. Whoa, now they're both weird. Oh, because I did fix one. I already did that. So we're good. I mean, I guess the coloring on this is fine. I just don't understand why it suddenly moved back to the left. Or maybe it was just using full width. It wasn't actually going to the center. Ah, that's probably what it was. It was probably never centered in the first place. It was tricking me. It was being a little weasel, man. So if it was never going to the center to begin with, flex calls what folded the text over, but we need to go justify center. Justify center. Does that do anything? Nope. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rank to the left. Don't do that. Updated code. Oh man, don't show me the whole thing. You know, sometimes these things will show you the code. It says just do this and leave the rest the same. And then there's other times when it says, here's all the code. Here's what the fix. And I'm like, okay, so I gotta wait for you to type this thing out. I don't want you to type it all out. Items center. Okay, well, see, there's everything's got a different way, man. Items center. Or not. Oh, there it goes. Wait. Oh, I gotta do it on both? Bummer. Why couldn't we just... Can't they use the same div? I mean, it's the same thing. Why can't they use the same div? I mean, they're stacking on each other anyway. I'm gonna try it. What if I take this out? I'm just curious. Does anything break? See, nothing broke. Worked perfectly. Perfecto mundo. Perfecto mundo. Okay, so cool. I've got kind of a decent looking password page now. For the most part. I can live with it. I think it'll be good. Okay, so I got to turn my button though. I don't want my submit button to be boring like that. So is it submit? Is it sign on? Is it join? I don't think submit is the button, the thing I'm looking for. Now, different games have different logins. I'm trying to decide. Oh boy. It was fun. It's all we do this again. Actually, it won't be. I'll have to create these pages again because I have to do them in Unity when I do it for the Android device, which I will do. Unity is coming. Trust me, my Android days are ahead. I'm hoping, after I get some of this base stuff working, or at least mostly functioning on, interacting with the web stuff, I want to have the microservices all kind of functioning to some extent, so that when I start switching over to the Unity side of things, I have microservices that I can feed into the code and then just start working on the UI. Start making it happen, right? Now, I don't know what a ChatGPT or any of these guys know, these AIs know about Unity. They may know Unity. They may be able to give me what I need. They may not be able to do very good because Unity is about... The reason you use Unity isn't for basic pages, right? It's for making cool pages with cool graphics and cool things laid in. You're putting the skins and cool wrappers. I've got some plans, mans. I'm telling you, my brain is like, I got some cool ideas in here. At least they sound cool in my head. We'll see how they come out. Because remember, I have kind of a fantasy theme going with my whole football, and I want it to all feel like you're in a fantasy world. Okay, so even though you're playing football, I want things to look and feel fantasy football, not fantasy football like go to ESPN and play fantasy football, but like go to the game and play a game in a fantasy world, playing football in a fantasy world. So that is my objective. And you're going to be able to do all this stuff, but I've got to give it that sense of play. So, like my football fields, probably not going to be as. I want to have a football field that looks kind of rugged, like it was the grass is a little rough. Maybe even have different fields in different locations, where they look like they're cut out of a forest, or out of rock, or out of, or you're just playing in weird places. The fields are all different, but you're still just playing football. But you're playing it on these fantasy settings. So all the different stadiums will be built for that locale. That's what I'm thinking. So it's gonna be cool. This is gonna be unlike any football game you've ever played, but still, you're gonna get that fantasy. You're gonna get that football feel out of the whole game. That's my goal. I want it to just be something that's not that the game itself. Remember, for me, the game is the important part. The football game. I want you to be able to do the management stuff. You're going to be able to control your players and pay them and do cool stuff with them. Probably not to the extent of some of these other management games, because I think some of them go a little too far into the weeds. I think they lose focus of the objective. A lot of those games, it's like the game itself is the least important part. You just want to sim through it and say, okay, how did my guys do? because you don't care about the game. I want the game to be a visual treat. I want you to want to watch the game. You know, when you send your guys out to go play, I want you to be able to see your dudes doing stuff and playing a game, just like you would if you were watching it on TV. You know, but I might even like to have guys that move differently. They don't have special abilities. Again, I'm not doing the special abilities thing. Sorry, I don't want to make it too overly complicated in that way. But I do want to have. You know what I'm thinking? I've got ideas. I'm trying, like I said, the game is going to use real football and real football stats. I mean, actually, NFL stats are going to build these characters and how they interact with each other. So I'm not going to let these guys have superhuman abilities, but it would be kind of cool to have like a guy who flies, you know, instead of running down the field, he's kind of hovering down the field. He can still be tackled and grabbed, and he can still juke and do what he does, but he just does it differently, you know. And it's just a visual variations. Like I said, I want to make the game a treat to watch, so that you watch your Sims, that you want to put it on and just put it in the background and just have the game happening behind the scenes. And all these ideas in my head are great on thought, maybe even on paper, but in reality, they might be great too if I can do it. We're talking about a guy who doesn't know how to do artistic things. I can visualize artistic things. I can't do them. I can't make them happen. So I'm gonna have to bribe tie down a talented artist, blackmail him. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not really gonna do it. Just try to come up with an idea if somebody wants to make a cool looking football game that's just gonna be fun. So yeah. But hey, man, there's my page. It's looking kind of good. I don't really know what else I need to work on here other than to start plugging in my stuff. I need to make, okay, so now we've got the login page. So now we have to handle submit. Now, what do I have? I need to call my Go microservice called microservice via a gRPC gateway called AMG auth. Can't type. Typing is hard. I got these big fingers and they just kind of land on the board wherever they want to. And sometimes they spell their own words. I'm serious. I'll be writing going along and it's like, I'll say there and it's THER. Like, no, THERE. If you don't know how to spell the word, ask the brain. The brain will tell you what word it wants you to spell. If you don't know which one, don't guess. Okay, guys? That's not your job. That's this guy's job. Just don't let your hands do what they want. If you're just zipping along, they will spell the wrong words. There's no brain here, the reflex. And with Reflex, they could do anything they want. So you got to make sure they're getting their feedback from the guy upstairs. That's the one up here. Okay, we're gonna go to the next thing. Okay, so I need now to call my microservice gRPC gateway called AMG on to get the Google to call the Google sign up Google login / sign up. This is the all right, so we're going to give it my microservice code. That's over here, AMG auth. I got my microservice code here. What do I need? I need to call the main.go. Now I'm pretty sure this ain't done. I don't even have it technically doing everything it's supposed to. I'm trying to see where the I did set this up, I think, to do the Google call. Update AMG auth, get AMG auth. New store. As I thought I did. Get AMG auth by user. What? Oh. No, this stuff isn't supposed to be there. I don't think this function. I don't think this is done. I've got some stuff done, but it is not done. There's the Google. Yeah. Actually, I have things on here that aren't even loading. So, service handler go. What is this supposed to be? Is it supposed to be main? It's supposed to be main. Getting code actions from Go. What's it doing? I think I may be in a state of this isn't quite functioning yet, so I might not be able yet to actually call this. Okay, so I have on my, I don't know what that's doing, but let's go over here. I have a data services data here, and that's my game plan data. So I'm going to have one like an auth. I got the fetch game plan, save game plan, which is fine. But I may need to have one for auth. I'm a little worried that I'm going to have a breakdown. No, not me. I'm not going to have a breakdown, at least not yet. I'm going to have a break from 4 to 3.5, and I'm trying not to use up all my questions. But trying to decide what I want this to do exactly. Well, I'm thinking I might want to do a middleware. Because I want my website to kind of check for logged in and make sure that we're still, all kosher with our login, that everything's working. And I don't want a submit button. Why do I keep having a submit button? I want a different button. Sign in, log in, sign up, whatever. Submit just feels wrong. Maybe it's right. If it feels right, it can't be wrong. Something like that. There's a song that says something of that nature, kind of. Probably, in a way, sort of. Thing is, I can't use any app for an example because they're all already logged in. So they're all logged in already. So I would need to log out of something just to see what it looks like when it's logged out. And then apps are different. I'm trying to, right now I'm doing a website app. I'm telling you, one of the things my phone will feature, and that's the ability to handle foldable phones. I'm serious. All these games, even Pokemon Go doesn't handle it very well. In fact, it handles it very poorly. You would think Pokemon, they're a big enough company. Niantic should have some bucks. Learn how to format on a phone. It shouldn't be that hard. Look, if your game wants to run a landscape, then it wants to run a landscape. I get it. Then you get the phone's dimensions, which you can read. I know they have that. It tells you what the dimensions of the phone are. You expand to the point that it fits on the phone. The whole area that you need to show, just expand it till it fits on the phone and put black space or red space or blue space or whatever space it's needed to make it look like it's part of the same screen. And you just don't, and the person can't use it, so what? I'd rather have a little bit of black space on the top and bottom, or the left and right, depending on how it's set up. But even better, make your app smart. Make it adjust and use the space. That'd be even better. But I get it. That's hard. I mean, Marvel Snap does it, but they don't do that either. I think they just they just get it as big as they can, and then they space stuff out. I mean, it just looks like they're taking up space, but it's really the same. But what I'm saying is, make your game work on everybody's phone. I shouldn't have to shut my phone because buttons or something don't show up on it because you've expanded it so big your buttons are off the screen. And games on phones don't slide. Most of them don't. So you can't slide them up and down, which is another kind of irritating thing. But I don't mind that. I mean, okay. It's kind of funny. Why does Pokemon care how old I am? Huh. Okay, why can't I... You must agree. I did agree. I clicked. I must agree. I'm agreeing, but it won't let me go forward. Do I have to actually read these? Oh, I hate it when they have terms of use and privacy notices that make you open them. They're not going to let you just yeah, you can't just say, yeah, just I agree. Don't tell us later that you didn't read that you didn't see it. Login information and play data. Okay. The following types of information, even if you don't agree to the following, you'll still be able to use Pokemon Tracker Gamebook. Performance related errors. Okay. Last login time. Okay. Login information and play data. I don't care. Sure. I'm one of those people who just kind of lets them have whatever. I know. I look at it. I think, oh, what are you doing with it? But it's like, yeah, okay, sounds good to me. uh, do I even have a game of this? I don't even know that I have a game of this. I'm just going through the motions so that I can see what their login looks like. Transfer existing. Okay, whatever. Okay, so theirs is the big button, sign in with Google and a Nintendo account. So you have to have, so let's go there. I may not even have a Google account. The account you selected doesn't have any saved data. Oh. Well, then I probably don't have any saved data. Let's create new saved data. And we'll use Google sign in. They don't have a regular button. They don't let you log in. You have a, I guess I could have clicked on Nintendo, probably would have took me to their Nintendo login, because, okay, whatever. Well, whatever. So much for that idea. Okay, so I was just trying to decide what kind of colored button people use. All right. You win, Riot. Let's go look at you, because you're the only one I've had up recently that I know always shows me a login page. Who else always shows me a login page? Pretty much always Riot. Watcher of Realms doesn't always show me a login page. They just let you play. It remembers that you were logged in. What else does it? Man, my neck is super stiff, man. Am I slouching? Oh, I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done for today. Well, no, I'm almost done for now. Now, all right, so I'm testing to see if there's anybody out there. I come back frequently. It's currently 6 o'clock my time. So, I don't know. That's West Coast time. 6:17. I frequently will work for about an hour to an hour and a half. Between 8:30 and 10. Sometimes a little longer. And sometimes I come up a little bit later, like around 9. I don't know. But it hovers in that zone. If anybody's out there who thinks they would want to see those short segments, because I do these segments usually longer during the day, let me know. I mean, even if you don't watch them you watch them in post, that's fine. Just text me. In fact, text me anyway. Just say hi. Say, hey, I'm getting something out of this. I'm enjoying whatever you're doing. I want to see this game come to life. I want to watch. I'm enjoying it. Say something. Text me. I know I only have 5 followers, but maybe do it anyway. The 5 of you. Just say hello on my texts on YouTube. I'm talking YouTube. I know Twitch. I have a lot of people on Twitch. Well, more people on Twitch. But if you follow me in post, say so. Say, hey man, I've been checking out your videos. They're kind of cool. I like the idea where this is going. And I'd like to, I just keep it up, man. And yeah, I like the short segments as well as the long. I know I kind of ramble sometimes. And let me know if the rambling is too much. I will eventually edit my videos and chop out all the rambling and just show you the stuff I've done. But sometimes some of that stuff can be useful. Maybe, kind of. Let me know if you like that stuff. And I would appreciate, but you don't have to. Don't feel pressured in any way. If you want to help out to help me keep this thing going, so that maybe, possibly, I can focus on the game and do this instead of door dashing, instead of going out and getting a real job. This won't support me in that sense, but you could do Patreon. You could back me on my Indiegogo. My current Indiegogo is about to end. I will be doing another one, probably starting it up in a week or two. I'm going to do one every month, 2 months. I may even do some Kickstarters. I'm just going to mix them up, do both, maybe. I don't know. Just see which one catches and starts building up a little momentum. But the reason I'm doing Indiegogo, because whatever people do want to donate, I still get, if I use a flexible form. And I can use whatever. And I appreciate that. Don't feel pressured. I'm not telling you to do it. I just want you to know that I do appreciate it. It helps me to feel less like I should be doing something else, trying to find money. If I'm making that money here, even the little bits that I make, instead of door dashing, well then shoot, I'll just stay here and continue to make this app happen, get this game going, and you can help with that. That's all I'm saying. There's links for that stuff underneath in my descriptions and my about pages and whatever else to be able to do that stuff. I think you could even do it on Stream Elements if you want to tip that way, if that's something you want to do. But I guess I'm going to stop. I do got to figure this out, but I think I have to focus on the next thing I need to work on a little bit more is getting my auth service functioning a little bit more reliably. I think at the moment it's not fully up and running. I need to attach it to some stuff, and then I need to call it, and I think I'm going to do that with what is it, a middleware? It's like I'm saying, I need this, right? I do that with Chat GPT a lot. It's like, I'm not sure if I need that, but I think I need this, right? It's like when you're like a teacher or a drill sergeant or somebody asks you a question and you answer it, Johnson, sir? Are you asking me, soldier? Or are you telling me, Johnson, sir? It's like, you're like trying to get these. Oh man, kind of messed up my finger when I was boxing. Rubber rings. These are silicone rings. They're awesome for not bending up your ring, your other ring. And they're awesome for doing pull-ups and push-ups and anything where you have to pick up heavy weights because the ring is soft. They are not, I repeat, they are not good for boxing. Neither ring is good for boxing. Take your rings off when you're boxing, because this ring will beat the snot out of your finger because it'll get all bruised and sore, and that'll be uncomfortable. This ring won't even tell you there's anything wrong until you're done. And then you're going to have a big old blister right where you were punching the bag. That rubber just going, just slowly rubbing. And then you won't be able to put anything back on the finger until that heals, because it will hurt. Just saying. Just a heads up. Take off all your rings if you're going to box with a punching bag. Or anything, really. Probably don't want to punch a person's face with that on either. But I still don't understand how Mike Tyson only threw 17 punches over the course of basically an entire fight. That is like, how does that? I throw 17 punches in like 30 seconds. I mean, I just do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never been punched back, but actually, that's not true. I did get in a fight once, and I went off on the guy, and then he was like, "Do you know how to box?" He was drunk. He attacked me and a friend of mine were walking down the street one day. This was back when we were teenagers. I had taken some boxing classes. I kind of had an idea how to defend myself, and I still use those to this day. And we were walking down this beach area, which is kind of like a cruising area. You know, when you're teenagers, you're hanging out, and cars drive up and down the road, and you're just checking people out. Yes, we were looking for girls. I mean, we were teenagers. Whatever. And we never really, I mean, I won't say we never found any, but they were just meets where we just met people. Never, nothing, never, besides the point. Just saying. Some dudes driving by in their car, they just felt like causing trouble. They says, "You guys say something to us?" And we're like walking, and we're like, "What? Wait, what? Where'd that come from? You giving us crap?" And I'm like, "What?" They pull over to the side. They get out of the car. They come over to us, and me and him are like, me and my friend has no clue what to do. He's like freaking out. I'm like, what is going on? Like, dude, where'd you come from? We didn't even know where you were. And they come out, and one guy just comes up on me, and I just went, whack, 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 whack. And he's like, he like slips and falls down to his foot and gets back up. He says, "Dude, this guy's gonna kick our ass." And they go, it's like, "I think they know how to fight." My friend is like, does not know how to fight. He said, they go, "You're lucky. We don't want to hurt you." And they turn around and leave. Literally, that was what it was. It took 30 seconds, and I didn't do it. I hit the guy like twice. I mean, I threw maybe 4 punches, but only like 2 of them hit him. And he slipped because we were on this kind of grassy slope area. So there's a sidewalk, and then the kind of grass kind of went down. And when he came up on me, I was standing on the edge of where it started to go down, and he came up on me, and I turned around and hit him a couple times. One of his feet slipped kind of down the hill, and he fell. I mean, he was, like I said, these guys were drunk. They shouldn't have even been driving. But anyway, I digress. Till next time.